Good morning, New Life. My name is Leigh, and this is my New Life story. So I started coming here a little over 16 years ago, mostly because I was sleeping with the pastor. He's my husband, so don't freak out. We've been married for over 24 years now. We have 5 kids. I kind of just grew up normal, like going to church every Sunday and that sort of thing. And then in college, I really made Christ my own my freshman year of college. And I got baptized again and kind of just started on my journey of what does it look like for me to really walk my faith out. During this time, I was dating Troy, which I followed him to Wisconsin to college. If that doesn't show you love, I don't know what does. We went there, we got married, we moved here to Kansas City. He was working on his doctorate and was in seminary, and then God just brought us to the place where he called us into church planting. So we planted the church, and we had just become foster parents, and throughout this time, we were growing our family. Our girls were born, and then during my 3rd pregnancy, I felt like something was off, and we went in my 2nd trimester, and we realized that our 3rd daughter had passed away during that time. And they thought there was a mass in my uterus, and they thought that I had a type of cancer, and they told me I wouldn't be able to have any more children. And it was at this time I was obviously grieving the loss of our daughter, but at the same time, I had a really big peace because God had always put fostering, orphan care, that sort of thing, even when I was little. And then we found out not long later that I was pregnant with Dallas, and we were already taking foster parenting classes at that time. We became foster parents, and we took in our first baby. She was 1 day old, and she was going through meth withdrawal. And 5 months later, I had Dallas, and by that point, she had healed enough, and she was doing really great. And she and Dallas just kind of fell into this little twin rhythm, and we had her in our life for 3 years. And then during this time, I kind of just had this, I don't want to say name it, claim it faith, but a faith that like God was gonna let it work out. Like he wouldn't take my 3rd daughter twice, because that would just be really cruel. And I just didn't, it wasn't even in my wheelhouse that she wouldn't be safe with us, because there are certain parameters that we view as successful parenting or healthy household, which is not the same as Jackson County family court. So we were broadsided when she was reunified, and then she was taken out of our life completely when she was 3 weeks before her 3rd birthday. You know, it's really easy to say like, God is good and you have faith in all this. And like, here I am, like we've planted a church, I'm a pastor's wife, I've got kids, but I was really angry at God at that time. And I was worried too, because like, it's really hard when you watch your kids cry so hard they're dry heaving, or they're just like, where is God? And you tell them all these stories of faith, because like, it would not have been a great story if Daniel got thrown in the lion's den and was eaten. But the reality is millions of Christians have been thrown in the lion's den, and God was just as good for them. So wrestling that out, and I just kept praying and praying. And he kept saying, Leanne, do you trust me? And I was like, yes, Lord, I trust you. I gave up my whole life. I gave up my career. We moved our family. Like we did all of this, and I expected you to show up. And he asked me one more time, Leanne, do you trust me? And I said, no, I don't. This is stupid. Like, this is not how things are supposed to be. They're not, you're supposed to rescue kids. Sorry. And not let them get destroyed. And God graciously said to me, when you let me be God and you be my child, you'll see. We've heard stories from different people in different ministries around the city and how God has placed them right in her path. And they've shared the gospel in front of her. And it's just unreal. And I know God is pursuing her. Like, he is pursuing her the way I would want her to be pursued here. Like if she came in through our doors. And I had to trust that. God is good, and God is in pursuit of each of us.